If you regularly propagate houseplants like I do, then you might have a few too many around the house. If you do, then why not sell on something like Facebook Marketplace? It might not make you a millionaire overnight, but it might be a good side hustle and quite a good way to earn some extra cash at the end of every month. Welcome back to the channel, guys. So in this episode, I'm going to be showing you how you can sell your spare plants on Facebook Marketplace to earn a bit of extra cash. I've been doing so for a couple of years now, and it only takes me normally a few days just to sell some plants, so it can be quite a good option for you. The good thing about selling your plants on Facebook Marketplace is that it's a passive form of selling, so all you need to do is place an advert on Facebook Marketplace and then just wait for someone to contact you when they're interested in your plants. So there's no real need to worry about delivery. You can do it from collection from your house. And also it's free to list, so you can do as many listings as you want and delete as many as you want and just keep going until you get the right formula. In the video, I'm going to be showing you everything you need to do, and I'm going to be selling this. This is a little Chinese money plant that I took from the mother plant and grown out. So I'm going to be selling this. I'm going to show you all the steps you need to do to have a successful listing and get a quick sale. Okay then guys, so I'm going to be using my iPhone and the Facebook app to set up my listing. I assume most of you will have the Facebook app on either your Android or Apple device. I would recommend using the app on either your iPhone or Android device. It seems to be the easiest way. You can easily access any photos you've taken of the plant and put them into your Facebook listing. The first thing you need to do is decide what you're selling, obviously, and then you need to take a few really nice photos of that plant before even going anywhere near Facebook. You want photos that are going to be really appealing to a potential buyer. Taking photos of the plant is probably one of the most important things you can do to set yourself up for a successful listing to get a quick sale. So like I said, I'm going to be selling the Chinese money plants, and I've taken some nice photos and they're already on my Photos app on the phone. So they're not going to win any awards, but they're nice, bright and clean, high saturation, and that's appealing to potential buyers. So once you have your photos all set up and ready to go, you just need to locate your Facebook app on your phone or whatever device you're using. At the bottom of the app, you've got Marketplace, an icon at the bottom. So if we select that, this is the Marketplace page. So you've got sell and categories. So we just click on the sell icon there, and this takes you to the beginning of creating your listing. So the blue box, create your listing, we need to select that. And then we're creating a new listing, so we want to create an item. We're not selling a vehicle, we're not selling property, so we need to select items. So this is your basic selling page, or the kind of first details you're going to fill in. So the first thing we're going to do is add our photos. So just select add photos at the top there. And as you can see, I've got some pictures of some plants that I've been taking, and I've got my Chinese money plant at the top. So I've got 5 photos to use. It's a good idea to have at least 5 photos of a few different angles. So it's important to select these photos in the order that you want them to appear in your advertisement. So the first photo you select here will be the primary photo that shows on the listing page. So it's important you select the nicest one there. So I'm probably going to go for that one. You might disagree with me, but I think that might be the nicest. And then from there, it doesn't really matter which order you put them in. So after that, we select done. So that's photo sorted. Next, you want to add a title. So here you want to make it nice and simple, to the point. Add the keywords that people are going to be searching for if they wanted this plant or looking for it. Chinese money plant. In fact, it's Chinese money house plant. So people might be searching for house plant, and that way that keyword is in my title. So Chinese money house plant, I think that'll do for the title. Next, you want to select your price. Generally with price, I feel you want to go fairly cheap. People are looking for a bargain on Facebook Marketplace, so it's a good idea to price your plants cheaper than they might be able to be found in a shop or local nursery. And if they're plants that you've been propagating, then they're very cheap to produce. You're just paying for your soil and fertilizer in your pot, etc. So it should be fairly cheap. So for a plant like what I'm selling, I normally put it on for £5, and that seems to be a good point for me, but it might be different in your area. Kind of have a play with what price you're going to select. £5. Category, it's already selected it for me. It probably will select it for you based on what I've put in above with the pictures and the title. So it's put in the category plants and seedlings. You can go in and try and change it, but I'll leave it. It seems to know best. Condition, don't think really matters, but I always just select new. And then description. Description's important, so you just want to put in some keywords, a description of why someone might want to buy the plant. You can put in details about collection if you wanted to as well. So I'm going to put in some details now. Okay, so I've added my description, fairly basic but to the point. Anyone searching the keywords should be able to see this, this listing. So lovely Chinese money plant, easy to care for. You want people to understand that the plant is not going to be a hassle for them. Fast growing, people like a fast growing plant if you put it in a bright spot. And then I've just stipulated their collection only from Sheffield, where I live. So I don't want any time wasters basically from another county saying, can you deliver when I only want to do collection. Next, you've got location down here. That's kind of the beginning of my postcode. Kind of leave it at that really. From there, listing options, more ways to help you sell. So there's the option to hide from friends if you wanted to. If you didn't want your friends to know that you're selling plants for some reason, not sure why that would be, you can select that. Just tick that box and that will select that, but I always bombard with my friends with the plants that I'm selling on the hopes that they might want to buy them. And then you can list in more places. So if you go in here, I've got some selling groups that I sometimes sell in: Sheffield Marketplace, Plant Sales UK, Plant for Sale, Swap or Buy in South Yorkshire. So these are groups that you can look for down here. You can search for them, ask to join, and then it kind of broadens your market. So click done, so that will list it in those. And then very important on this listing is to click additional listing options. There's something very important here. I'm not sure why Facebook Marketplace hides this from sellers, but click on that and it'll open up some additional boxes that we need to fill in. So everything's more or less the same, apart from we've got add item variant. I'll leave that for a plant. There's no brand. Light requirement, I generally just leave that alone really. Material, I'll leave that alone. Plant type, is there anything in here? Not really. I'll leave that blank. Still got my location, my description, and then here it is, tags. So tags are the things that are going to help people find your listing to get it out to as many people as possible. So it's really useful to put in as many tags as possible. So for starters, you want to probably put the name of what you're selling, so Chinese money plant. And then I always put in house plant, cutting, plant cutting. You've got up to 20 to select. You want to put in any other names that the plant might go by. So I think they're the main ones that I'm going to put in for this one. You want to have a few tags in there just so if anyone's searching for something similar to what you're selling, then the listing will show up when they search for it. SKU is more for if you're a business and you've got multiple SKUs that you're selling, so not really suitable for sellers like us. List as a single item is suitable for us, won't change that. If you wanted to offer delivery, then that's up to you. If you're just starting out, it's probably easiest just to set collection only, and in that way you don't have the hassle of having to deliver to anyone. So meetup preferences next. Buyers will be able to see your preferences on your listing. So for me, door pickup only, but it's up to you what you want to do. You could do door drop off if it was just locally, or a public meetup if you didn't want people coming to your house. But I always drag them out to my house to collect their goods. And like I say, hire from friends, I won't select. And then so that is everything we need to fill in, I believe, on the listing. Let's just check it. Yep. So then top right, next, I want to hit that. And then so it just goes through again where you're selling it. And then at the bottom, publish your listings in 3 places, publish. And it says publishing there. And now it says active. I don't think it will actually be active. If you actually click on the listing there, and then this will come up. Your listing is in review as part of our process. All listings go through a standard review. So this is just a standard thing. Normally takes Facebook, or up to half an hour, let's say, to approve your listing on Facebook Marketplace. So I always just click notify me when the listing is visible to others, just to be notified when that's the case. And then that's it, that's your listing on Facebook Marketplace. So as I say, it's in review, it's in 3 places. So if we come out of that, go back into Marketplace, and if we click into our listing, we can see here that there's a few options that might be worth pointing out. We can go into edit listing if you wanted to make a change to any of the things that you put in, such as the price, the title, the description. You might find after a few days or a week or so that something's not working, you want to change it, so you can play around with the title, the price, the description, the tags to get a bit more action on your listing. So I'll click cancel to come out of that, discard changes. And you can delete the listing entirely if you wanted to. You can mark it as pending if someone's saying they're interested in buying it and they want to come around and collect. I never mark it as pending myself. I'll wait until they've actually bought it and then mark it as sold. The blue box there says mark as sold. And then down at the bottom here, gives you some insights to how your listing is doing. So it shows you the numbers for the last 7 days, which is quite interesting. Shows you how many views you've had on your listing, how many saves you've had. So how many times people have saved your listing for viewing later. So that's a good lead. And then how many times it's been shared across the platform. Anyone that's interested in your listing will contact you through Facebook Messenger, so keep your eye on that. You'll get the "is this available" message. That's the kind of standard message that people send to you, so you'll have loads of that. And you just have to take it from there and arrange a collection or a drop-off, and then you should have a sale. It's important to remember that listing on Facebook Marketplace is completely free, so you can add as many listings as you want, and you can delete listings and you can change them and keep going round in circles. It doesn't really matter. So just have a play around with it, see what works for you in your area. You can, mark the price higher than you might think and just see how that goes. And then if after a couple of weeks you've not had a sale or not had any interest, then you can reduce the price. I hope this video was useful, guys. I hope you find success selling your propagated plants and earning a little bit of extra cash. Please do leave how you are finding the experience of selling on Facebook Marketplace. I'd be really interested to hear. If you liked the video, if you found it useful, if you found it interesting, then please leave a like on the video. Subscribe if you're new, and let me know how you're getting on in the comments. I'll see you in the next video.